A small Georgia town is missing more than $500,000. Its former mayor and city clerk were charged in connection with its disappearance, but recently a judge dismissed the case 8 years after their indictments. Tonight on The Reveal, we uncover how the justice system failed taxpayers in the struggling small town.
Well, Broxton is a good place to live. Just have a few problems with a few people that live here, that's all.
If a town could show you its scars of mistreatment and abuse, these would be Broxton's. It's a poor, single traffic light town with just over 1,000 residents, once led by longtime mayor Bobby Reynolds.
Bobby was like a kingpin around here.
Broxton resident Hal Presley is a vocal critic of Reynolds and blames the mayor for the town's financial struggle. In 2006, an auditor uncovered someone at City Hall embezzled $569,000, enough money to pay all 10 city employees for more than a year and a half.
That's an awful lot of money for this town, a lot of money. He's supposed to have the oversight of whatever's going on.
The audit also discovered Broxton's former city clerk, Tracy Lott, played a part. It found she overpaid herself $36,000. In 2010, an investigator with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation interviewed Lott about the missing money. Listen to what GBI investigator Chad Lott told the city clerk what he believed happened.
I think you knew this audit was going on. You knew you weren't going to have a job. I think you took advantage of the situation and wrote yourself a few extra payroll checks and wrote them down as vacation.
Lott admits to lying about where she kept some checks and to overpaying herself more than she should, but disagreed on the amount and said it was an accident. Lott eventually turns over $80,000 in uncashed checks.
I mean, I did wrong, okay? I'm admitting to you. I did wrong.
But you realize how it looks, though, don't you?
Yeah.
When you're making all this money,
yes.
You made more money the last year and a half you worked there,
Yeah.
and you knew you wouldn't be working as much longer. Oh.
That's right. I realize every bit of it. But as far as stealing, no, I don't.
If she wrote checks and she was not entitled to them, then she stole them. And I would think that would be enough to prosecute her.
In 2010, a Coffee County grand jury agreed and indicted Lott and Reynolds for their involvement in the missing money. Lott charged with felony theft and to lying to law enforcement. Reynolds essentially charged with failing to monitor city finances. This might be a good time to tell you Lott is the mayor's daughter.
I had expectations that there would be a trial.
For years, Presley waited, wrote letters to the DA requesting updates. He even met with the GBI investigator.
He acted like he didn't give up about what was going on over here.
This past March, an attorney for Lott and Reynolds filed a motion to dismiss the charges for violating their right to a speedy trial. The judge agreed and tossed out the case 8 years after their indictment.
But these people are in higher places than I am, and they didn't give a damn. Evidently, they didn't give a damn.
Presley isn't the only one upset. Some of the 21 grand jury members who heard the evidence and indicted the mayor and his daughter tell 11 Alive they were surprised too.
It's like a waste of our time, taxpayers' time, and both for the Reynolds Lott families and the judicial system. It failed us all.
Rick Curry was the district attorney at the time.
You have a daughter of a mayor admitting to not cashing checks, to overpaying herself, to lying to GBI. Why not take this to trial?
I don't remember. I remember that I was gearing up for trial and then something happened and I don't remember what that was.
I don't understand how he would not remember something like that.
While Curry doesn't recall why he didn't take it to trial, he does remember getting a conviction would have been difficult because the audit identified years of missing financial paperwork.
The word keeps coming back to my mind is FUBAR, fouled up beyond all recognition.
What do you say to those grand jurors that took the time to hear the evidence? They believed that this should go to trial and it never did.
I would tell them that I did everything I could to get it there.
I think that response is puzzling, that he did everything he could and without being able to document what else he did do following the grand jury indictment.
Kay Levine is an Emory Law professor and former prosecutor.
When cases drag on, what we end up seeing is a very favorable plea deal for the defendant because the prosecutor's case has gotten weaker over time. So that may well be very good for the defendant, may not be in the interests of society.
The former mayor and his daughter still live in Broxton. They declined multiple interview requests. And for now, no one will be held accountable for Broxton's missing money.
Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
So the mayor and his daughter declined any interviews about this, but do you know their reaction to the case being dismissed?
I spoke to Mr. Reynolds briefly on the phone, and he says having this indictment over his and his daughter's head all these years really ruined their reputation, and they also denied any involvement in the missing money.